We're renovating. You're paying half, my sister texted with a $92,000 contractor quote for her house. Mom says it's your turn to contribute. I replied, no. She sent a voice note. Then don't expect an invite to Christmas. I didn't respond. On December 24th, she posted photos. Family first. I commented, nice. P.S. The car in your driveway, mine. Tow truck's on the way. 10 minutes later, my sister texted me a screenshot of a contractor quote for $92,000 and said, we're renovating. You're paying half. The house wasn't mine. It was hers. She bought it 3 years ago with her husband Derek after our parents gave them $60,000 for the down payment. I got nothing when I bought my place. I saved for 6 years, worked overtime every month, and put 20% down on a 2-bedroom without help from anyone. Nobody offered. Nobody asked if I needed it. When I brought it up once, Mom said, your sister has a family. You're single. It's different. I let it go. So when Amber sent that quote, I stared at it for a long time. She wanted new floors, a remodeled kitchen, 2 new bathrooms, and an expanded deck. She'd already picked out the finishes: marble counters, heated tile, custom cabinets, rainfall shower heads, a farmhouse sink that cost $1,800 by itself. She had a Pinterest board with 200 pins. She'd even picked paint colors. All of this planned and priced out before she ever asked me for a dollar. And she expected me to pay $46,000 of it because Mom said it was my turn to contribute. I replied with one word: no. She called immediately. I didn't pick up. She sent a voice note. If you're going to be like this, then don't expect an invite to Christmas. Mom and Dad agree. I didn't respond. An hour later, Mom texted, your sister is building a home for her children. The least you could do is help. You don't even have kids. What are you spending your money on? I didn't respond to that either. Dad followed up the next day. Amber's done a lot for this family. You owe her. I owe her. That sentence stayed with me for days. I sat with it at work. I sat with it at dinner. Amber had never once done anything for me. Not once. She didn't help me move. She didn't visit when I had surgery 2 years ago. She borrowed money she never returned and expected more. Amber had borrowed $3,000 from me 2 years ago to cover a car repair. Never paid it back. She borrowed $1,500 for a trip to Cancun with Derek. Never mentioned it again. And the car she was driving, a white SUV, was technically mine. I'd bought it new when I got promoted. 2 years later, Amber's car died and she asked to borrow mine for a week. That was 14 months ago. She still had it. She put 11,000 miles on it and never once offered to pay for gas or an oil change. I'd asked for it back 3 times. Each time she said she needed more time. Derek's car was unreliable. The kids needed rides. Mom would call after and tell me to stop pressuring her, so I stopped asking. I leased a smaller car for myself and swallowed the monthly payment on top of the insurance I was still paying on the SUV. I let it go until Christmas. Amber didn't invite me, true to her word. On December 24th, she posted photos of the whole family at her house. Tree in the corner, stockings on the mantle, matching pajamas, Mom, Dad, Derek, the kids. Caption said family first. I saw it that night while sitting alone eating takeout in my apartment. No tree, no family, no matching pajamas, just me and my phone. I looked at the photo for a long time. Everyone was smiling. Mom had her arm around Amber. The kids were holding presents. And right there in the background, like it belonged to her, was my car. I commented on the post. Nice. P.S. The car in your driveway, that's mine. Tow truck's on the way. Then I called the tow company I'd already looked up. I gave them the plate number, the registration in my name, and the address. They confirmed pickup for the morning. Within 10 minutes, my phone exploded. Amber called 4 times. Mom called twice. Dad sent a text. You're ruining Christmas over a car? Amber sent a voice note screaming, you can't do this. I need that car. My kids have activities. You don't even drive it. I replied once. It's registered in my name, insured in my name, and I've asked for it back 3 times. Merry Christmas. She called again. I turned my phone off. The tow truck picked it up at 8 a.m. on Christmas morning. Amber's neighbor told me later that Amber ran outside in her robe screaming at the driver. He showed her the registration and loaded it onto the truck. Derek tried to argue but had nothing to stand on. He called me from Amber's phone yelling about how I was petty and vindictive. I didn't pick up. The car was mine. Every document said so. Mom called me that afternoon. You've destroyed your sister's Christmas. The kids are crying. Are you happy? I told her Amber had my car for 14 months, never paid back $4,500 she owed me, wanted me to give her $46,000 for her renovation, and uninvited me from Christmas. I asked her which part of that was supposed to make me feel guilty. She went quiet. Then she said, you've always been difficult. I said, and you've always been Amber's mother, not mine. I hung up. Amber didn't speak to me for 2 months. Then she texted asking if she could borrow the car again. I blocked her number. My car is back in my garage. My savings account is untouched.